And they've deluded themselves into thinking that I'm just like advocating for a world where they'll be harmed. When it couldn't be further from the truth. Like, I want you to get health care. I want your water to be clean. I want your roads to be fixed, you dumb fucks. And if given the opportunity, I would force that upon you, okay? Whether you like it or not, you can find that to be scary. Ooh, oh no, we're going to have incredible broadband. We're going to have a better infrastructure so that every part of this country can have ISPs that actually provide fiber optic networks. Oh no, don't force me to drink clean water. Oh no, I don't want it. You're going to take it and you're going to love it. Okay, shut the fuck up. Holy, that is so crazy. But before we get to all of that, I wanted to show you some of the insane dick riding from conservatives and some of the idiotic responses from conservatives in general. Here's Charlie Kirk.
We see this a lot where Democrats refuse to stand, Democrats refuse to applaud, but it's worse than ever. And literally there was one moment.
How dare they not applaud our big, beautiful president? You must hate America. You must hate America. You must hate this child with brain cancer. Like, you're an idiot, dude. Yeah, they're definitely not protesting against Donald Trump. And they're protesting against this child with brain cancer.
Where Donald Trump called out a young man with brain cancer becoming an agent of the Secret Service, and Democrats still did not stand up and applaud. If you will not stand up and applaud for a young boy.
Like, he knows what he's saying is ridiculous, okay? Make no mistake. Charlie Kirk knows exactly what he's doing here. This is a ridiculous way to make an argument. Ha! You must hate this young boy with brain cancer. You want him to die.
Who becomes a member of the Secret Service in an honorary way. There's something really sick and messed up about it.
Yeah, no, totally. These guys are sick. Why can't these freaks just be happy to win? Why do they have to complain we don't like them too? I mean, when they do, ironically enough, when Democrats do actually capitulate and cave, Asmongold is saying the same thing. Yeah, I'm shocked. The apolitical centrist Asmongold is saying the exact same thing as Charlie Kirk. How shocking. Tell me more about how he's not a political commentator and B, an apolitical and a centrist. If you're new to this space, if you're new to the space of independent commentary, especially right-wing commentary, yes, you will be duped easily, okay? There's no other way to explain this. Right-wing commentators, especially ones that are the most effective right-wing commentators, regularly will claim centrism, okay? That's it. For every Charlie Kirk, there is a Jordan Peterson out there. For every Ben Shapiro, there is a Tim Pool out there. Dave Rubin initially started off as a centrist who was leaving the left. My buddy literally just complained about to me about this exact same thing. I don't know what to say. How does one even reply to that? I mean, the easiest and most effective way to reply to that is you're insane if you think that Democrats are actually booing a child with brain cancer. It's virtually impossible to hold a normal conversation with you. Also, secondly, you just say this. Trump pulled up a child as a prop to talk about how he had brain cancer when Trump's administration is cutting cancer research, then followed up by talking about child cancer rates increasing due to chemical exposure. He cut the EPA. Donald Trump quite literally is hoping that there are more children with brain cancer due to chemical exposure, due to toxic pollutants. That's it. What the hell are you talking about? Is your brain that hollowed out that you just look at this prop, this child being used as a prop, and go, nope, I have no independent thoughts in my brain. This is what's so frustrating about this process as well. Like, people yell at me all the time and think that I'm like actively trying to undermine their well-being, think that I'm actively their enemy. And they've deluded themselves into thinking that I'm just like advocating for a world where they'll be harmed. When it couldn't be further from the truth. Like, I want you to get health care. I want your water to be clean. I want your roads to be fixed, you dumb fucks. And if given the opportunity, I would force that upon you, okay? Whether you like it or not, you can find that to be scary. Ooh, oh no, we're going to have incredible broadband. We're going to have a better infrastructure so that every Every part of this country can have ISPs that actually provide fiber optic networks. Oh no, don't force me to drink clean water. Oh no, I don't want it. You're going to take it and you're going to love it. Okay, shut the fuck up. That's it. And I don't care what your background is. I don't care what your political worldview is. Okay, these things are good and they're good for you. And you will never recognize that until you have it. Okay, and when you do have it, you'll fight tooth and nail to preserve it. Except for when someone like Donald Trump is in charge and will just say, Social Security is DEI. A lot of old people are actually stealing from Social Security. And then these dumbasses will eat it up, not realizing that they're undermining their own future. Oh. Politics is not about team sports. But unfortunately, in the United States of America, because we are so far removed from material action and understanding what politics actually is about, which is a constant competition for resources, who gets to have the power and who gets dominated by those who have power. It's a constant struggle to redistribute the finite amount of resources that people have. People don't recognize that. And in some ways, people don't demand that anymore because that's not what politics has been. It's been a spite competition for the past multiple decades at this point. Okay? So they just have no way of thinking correctly about how politics is supposed to be. They have no way of envisioning a better future or advocating for their own immediate needs. So it's just team sports for them. It's just like, yep, I'm owning the libs, and the libs are owning the conservatives. That's all this is. And there is place for spite. Make no mistake. There is place for spite in all of this, for sure. It's fine if you spite conservatives. That's understandable. But make no mistake, it's not because of the optics. It's because of their policies. That's what matters. Okay? It's so goddamn stupid. Anyway, speaking of goddamn idiots, here's Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh.
I have not clapped that much, like in total in my entire life as I did in the room. So it's a lot of clapping. I will say that I thought it was a great speech. I thought, but for me, unfortunately, being in the room, even though it was a really good speech, the big takeaway is just the Democrats, and I'm sure you guys have covered it, but the performance by the Democrats I thought was just disgraceful and ridiculous. And being in the room, I mean, I don't know how much you pick up on camera. I'm sure the one guy standing up and refusing to leave, that certainly made it in. But the just constant comments, the little stunts, they're looking down at their phone. I had a woman who was right in front of me down below who was like taking angry selfies of herself and texting them to her friend. I could see that happening. So this is what the lawmakers were busy doing.
Matt, did you photobomb any of the selfies for this Democrat woman's friends? Just like
I did. I got in one of them. I got in one of her that she sent to a friend. But to me, the thing that kind of tells you everything you need to know is that the Democrats sat on their hands and did not clap anything. They didn't,
Oh, they didn't clap for anything. How dare they not clap for my big, beautiful, glorious president? Oh, we should arrest them.
They didn't clap a child cancer survivor. They didn't.
Yeah, this part. Oh my God, dude. This is actually the very representative of the state of affairs. Okay. They didn't clap for a child cancer patient. What the fuck is going on, man? What are you talking about? You have the brain of a 4-year-old. It's truly alarming. Yeah, we brought this cancer patient specifically for claps, and the Democrats didn't clap for him. They must hate children with cancer.
They didn't clap planting a flag on Mars. They didn't clap, protecting Americans from crime, killing terrorists, and all of that. The only thing they clapped for, was Ukraine. That was the one single applause line from the Democrats. And I think that sort of tells you everything you need to know about the Democrat Party, which is just nothing but
They didn't even clap for their own vote. There was one point where Trump thanked them for voting for Marco Rubio for Secretary of State. They didn't even clap for that. I mean, it really was
Yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene was a literal howler monkey during Biden's State of the Union. It's true. But I want that. I want that from the Democrats as well. Okay? Who cares? This is such like libbed up bullshit. Okay? Straight up. Also, Ben Shapiro's lobbying Trump right now to pardon Derek Chauvin. If you want to understand where the conservative movement is right now, what they're up to, okay? I like that. Did you even say thank you? Is like unironically most of the grievances that these guys have. They run everything. They got all their wishes. They're dominating politics. They're whipping everybody around. And even then, they're just not happy. They're not happy. It's not enough. You also have to sit by and say thank you for the pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity for us to be in the room. Thank you for not arresting us. Also, here's the Third Way roadmap, by the way. Third Way is a centrist Democrat think tank responsible for many of the failures of every single Democratic election cycle. Here's what the roadmap is. They want to move away from small dollar fundraising, integrate more with the business community and embrace corporations, propose spending cuts, go to real communities, which it defines as gun shows, ostracize progressive staffers, ban activists. Pro-aspiration and pro-capitalism in a smart way. Recognize that working class voters value upward mobility and economic success. Have a prosperity gospel aimed at the working class. Call out corporate abuses individually instead of attacking corporations as a whole. Take government complaints seriously and commit to improving its efficiency. Push for systemic reforms rather than just defending the status quo. I like that the Democrats, yeah, they're Bush-era Republicans now. It's very cool. Like, why would anybody ever vote for the Dems if they followed through on this when they got the full-strength soda right there? Yeah, of course you're going to vote for the Republican Party. Shift messaging away from handouts. Many working class voters reject policies seen as giveaways, student loan forgiveness, universal basic income. Frame policies around opportunity, empowerment, and work rather than redistribution. Small language shifts matter. Focus on better wages instead of minimum wage. Fear of dissent within the party and need to embrace an open debate defined as being afraid to criticize the left, then followed up by saying the left needs to be systematically kicked out of the party. Yeah. Remember, they did this. They already did this with a Kamala campaign. Look at what happened. They are never learning their lessons, man. They are just not going to learn from their past mistakes. They just don't think it's a mistake at all. Reduce far left influence and infrastructure. Build a moderate democratic infrastructure, including media, talent pipelines, and communication networks. Where is there a media infrastructure that is far left influential? It's me and a bunch of other Twitch streamers and a bunch of other podcasters that organically develop these audiences? Every part of the Democratic Party's infrastructure is built this way, to have a moderate democratic infrastructure. What are the Podjons? That's the role that they play. Are they also too woke? Push back against far-left staffers and groups that exert a disproportionate influence on policy and messaging. Ban far-left candidate questionnaires and refuse to participate in forums that create ideological purity tests. I think one of the most insane things that have taken place in front of our eyes is that the Democratic Party actively welcomed vultures into its home, okay, willingly. Vultures that were former Republicans, okay, that still have a lot of reactionary sentiment, and they have dominated the ranks of the Democratic Party in perpetuity, okay? It's all rhinos up and down. The Democratic Party has become the rhino party, and why would you need two right-wing parties? You are always going to vote for the real Republican Party and not the fake Republican Party. I hate purity testing, but also I'm going to purity test the left. God damn, dude. Holy shit.